The important thing for you to be able to connect to your core is knowing how to breathe and knowing how to connect your breath to your deepest abdominal muscle. So let's begin kneeling down and we're going to connect with our breath. So I want you to go kneeling, knees down, and organize the pelvis, that your pelvis is in a natural alignment. So approximately about vertical alignment with the pubic bone and the hip bone here. And kneeling with a good spinal position. Right. Lengthen the spine up rather than slouching. And now, we are going to breathe. And I want you to think when you breathe, breathe to the lower part of your rib cage, your diaphragm. So we inhale, channel your breath through the nose, down to this area, and allow this area to expand like a balloon. And then as you exhale, the area deflates and you keep standing or kneeling upright. Inhale. Work on an expansion here, not in the chest, not in the shoulder. Just allow the ribs to build sideways, front way, backward. And exhale. Allow it to deflate. Let's do a few more. Inhale. Just one more for me. And now we're going to deliberately, on the exhalation, connect to your pelvic floor and connect to your transverse abdominis. Now with the pelvic floor, I want you to locate your pelvic floor passages. Now from there, think about drawing upward like an elevator, drawing upward through the elevator without squeezing your buttocks, your bottom muscles. And then as you drive up the elevator, think about the elevator doors closing into the center. So creating a nice waistline like a corset wrapping around your belly. You hold that tension and then we breathe again. Inhale. And then exhale. Pelvic floor elevator drawing up. And then the door closes in. You create a nice secure waistline. And then two more times. Inhaling. Exhaling. And last one. Now hold that tension in abdominal. I want you to breathe in again and expand the rib cage without letting go here. And then exhale. Draw a little bit higher in the pelvic floor. Draw a little bit deeper in the waistline. And in-breath, stretch a little bit more in the rib cage. It's challenging, but this is why we're going to hold that tension. Exhale. Drawing up and drawing in. This is your active diaphragmatic breathing that you're going to use when you're doing a workout. Two more. Hold the tension here. Deepen up the tension. One more. Good. If you feel that's a lot of effort, you're working on it. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to our modified quadruped. So your arms will be in a vertically alignment. Tuck your toes under. And I want your knees to go between the shoulder and the hip here. Now, power through your back. So long through the spine. Broaden the shoulder blade. And now let's repeat that breath again. Inhaling, expand sideways. Exhaling, drawing that pelvic floor elevator and close the door of the elevator. Wrap the belly in. You should feel a nice tension in the abdominal that supports your back. And then now hold the tension. We breathe in. Exhale, drawing up more, drawing in more. 2 more. In breath. Exhale, drawing up and drawing in. Last one. Okay, now you're going to draw up even more. The abdominal is going to take your spine to a flexion. Now let's focus on the sacrum part and the lower back and the lower part of the rib cage rather than the upper and the middle back. So let's begin. Breath in. And as you exhale, the abdominal zip up, wrap in, and you pull more that the pelvis and the lower back starts to round. And just allow the upper body to come along for a ride here. And then come back on an inhale, lengthen. And exhale, abdominal zipping up, wrapping in, and then lift the lower back up. Now, I want you to be a little bit more aware about how you draw this flexion. Make sure it's not the hamstring and the glute that drive the pelvis under. I want you to be specifically drawing from the deep abdominal and allow the abdominal to crane the back up to flexion or C curve, and then lengthening the spine. Again, exhale, abdominal, crane the back up into a C curve, a flexion here. Checkpoint, glutes are not driving the pelvis forward. And then in breath, lengthen up. 2 more, please. Exhale, lifting up even more. You're going to feel like abdominal is emptying towards your back. And then in breath, lengthen up. And 1 more. Exhale, lifting up. Abdominal, lifting the back, lifting the lower back, lifting the lower back, lifting the lower back. Even more. In breath, lengthen the back. And finish on that. Now come and sit down. We're going to repeat that movement again. Notice that the shoulders didn't go forward or backward there. So feet are parallel position. Sitting up tall, organize yourself that you are in the most beautiful upright position here. Now strong in the back, alike in the chest, and focus in the mind. From here, same thing, breathe out, drawing the abdominal, and the abdominal is going to move the back to a flexion. Notice that my shoulders don't actually go back. So just imagine we are in that quadruped position. Your shoulders don't actually move away from the floor. And then come back to lift. And again, exhale. So just imagine the floor are underneath my hands here. And I'm going to pull my abs into my back to that C curve that we did before. And then I'm going to come back to that neutral spine we had before. Right? Again, exhale. I'm going to pull my abs into my back. I'm going to feel my back stretching because my abdomen is drawing back so much. In breath, I'm going to lift my back up. Now 1 more. Exhale, abdominal. Avoid sinking in the back. We want to stay tall, but yet your back can be round. And then lifting. Now let's move on. Exhale, go into the C curve. Now hold. Take the arms forward here, or you can leave it here if you need assistance. Now, pivot the pelvis back. Bring the sacrum, the pelvis, onto the floor first. So roll the pelvis back, imprint the sacrum to the floor, in breath, and then exhale. Keep deepening abdominal, and we're going to take it up. If that was too challenging for you, hands here. Stay in that C curve, and we're going to do it again. So this is the next, a different version that with a supported arm to help yourself down. And then exhale, bring the body overstay in the seeker. So you can even have your hand here or keep them apart forward. And exhale. I'm going to leave it to you. So which version is good for you today? In breath. And then exhale, come back up over into that seeker. We're going to go one more time here. And then rolling the pelvis under. Think about the pelvis needs to go down to the floor first. Now stay in this chest width position. Bring the feet closer to your pelvis here. Take the arms up to the sky. Palms facing towards the knee side. Release the head down. Take the arms overhead as you inhale. Allow the lower ribcage to lengthen down to your pelvis. We want to avoid overarching of your back here. So connect the upper abdominal to the lower abdominal. Take the arms up to the sky and then bring it down again by the side. Repeating, inhale, lift the arms up over. Allow the ribs to lengthen. Exhale. One more, inhale. Arms over without the ribs popping off the floor. Exhale. Inhale, bring your arms overhead again. Interlace your hands behind your head. Proper interlacing the hands. Right, elbows wide, supporting your head. Now, rib cage. Lengthen the rib cage down. Flex the head up as you exhale. Imprint the lower back down to the floor using the abdominal. Again, not the gluteal driving you. And then exhale, come down. Breath in. And then breath out. To lift. In breath. Exhale down. Breath in. And then breath out. To lift. In breath. Exhale down. Two more. Exhale. Deflate the belly, deflate the belly, deflate the belly. In breath. Exhale down. Last one. And lifting, 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 lifting. Inhale, reach forward, grab the back of your thigh. Lift up a little higher here. Now, transfer your arms back behind your head. Here, add rotation over to one side. Inhale, center. Rotate over to the other side. Inhale, center. Rotate one. And center. Rotate two. Keep the flexion here. So thinking about the chest coming towards the legs all the time. Rotate. Stay up and high. No resting on the floor. Up and high forward. And center. Up and high forward. And center. Up and high forward. Elbows stay wide. One more set. And then the last, come back to center and return yourself back down. Good work. Take your arms up to the sky here. Load the shoulders down onto the floor. Secure your center. Think about you wearing a belt around your belly. So breathe out, drawing the abdominal, feeling an empty abdominal through the spine. Take your right leg up to the tabletop. 90 hip, 90 degree at the knee. Tip-toe the other foot. Now load the abdominal to the back. Not the back to the abdominal. Abdominal to the back. And then we're going to switch the leg with the leg changes. And the leg changes. The movement happens in the hip. Taking care is not the knee flopping down, up and down. So the hip, the thigh move up. The thigh bones move down. Exhaling. Exhaling. The concept of wearing a corset, I want you to stick it here in your body and make the corset really tight and deflated into your center. So no belly, no abs should be budging out. Two more sets. And one more set. And now, bring the legs in tabletop again. Now here, at the arms, the right leg will go down, the right arm will go over, the left arm will go down by the side. You're going to load the abs a lot more here. Switching and switching. Switch. Switch. Again, loading the abs. Loading the abs. One more set. Last one. Back to the tabletop. Hold. Turn the palms facing to your knee. Take your arms overhead here. 100 breath. We're going to take the arms up. Exhaling, press down. Arms by the side. Inhaling, lift the arms and then return everything. Again, arms exhaling. Inhale, lift the arms and return back. Again, exhaling. Inhale, lift the arms and return back. One more, please. And stay. Lower one foot. Abs in. Second foot, abs in. Walk your feet forward a little bit here. Turn the palms facing inward to your thigh. Now, with all your mighty power, join the abdominal. Imprint the back down. Imprint the lower back down. Then you're going to lift up. Keep that C curve, keep that C curve, keep that C curve. Okay, repeat again. We roll down. Keep that C curve, C curve, C curve. Imprint and then take it up. Now, you can also do this with the legs straight. If this is too much, keep the bent knee. Okay, arms, imprint, lift. And then up you go, C curve. In breath. And then exhale, down, imprint the lower back down to the floor. And then off we go. And in breath, lift high chest lift. Exhale, up to the C curve. In breath, and then exhale, go back. I want you to get the sacrum right down to the floor, lower back to the floor, and then the arms follow through. And up, imprint the lower back to the floor, and then lifting up, stay in that C curve, and then down again, imprint the lower back down to the floor, and then bring it up. Last one, lift, in breath, exhale, up we go, up we go, up we go, C curve, and then lift the back. Right, bend the knee. Open the leg out so you are in that diamond position here. About 90 degrees at the knee joint and the feet can stay apart. Hand back here. Okay, now resting the head into your hands. Nodding, not the chest forward. Rest your back into the imaginary wall behind you. Here, we're going to inhale, drawing the abdominal in. We're going to send the pelvis back to a flat back. The body come along with it. Exhale. All right, so inhale, lifting. Now, tip backward and keep the back straight. Exhale, so we want to avoid flexion here. And inhale, imagine there's a rod in your spine and the rod does not bend. We're going to keep that rod upright, long, not upright because you're in diagonal line here. Keep the rod straight to lean and exhale. Two more. In breath, keep the rod straight. Exhale. The last one, this is going to be a challenge here. Leaning back, hold that. Now right leg up, boom. Lower, you hold the chest up there too. Change leg, and then right up, lower. And the left leg up, lower. One which side, up, lower. Last one up, lower. Spine comes back. Very good. Knees together, parallel, hands underneath. Now, supported teaser prep. Leaning back here. Hold that center. One leg up to that tabletop. Second leg up, joining here. Now, what we're going to do is think about curling the pelvis under using the abdominal of the technique that we did at the beginning of the class. So we breathe up, pelvic floor, lower abs, sinking the pelvis, and that pelvis is going to roll down, and I'm going to pull it back again before you collapse and resting down with the siesta. So no siesta. And exhaling, rounding, lower abs, drawing back to the floor, to the floor, to the floor, and then pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. If you want a bit of a challenge, let go of the arms. And then rolling back, but I want control though, control and precision, and then rolling up. Again, 2 more. Rolling down to pivot the pelvis underneath you. Use that lower ab, deflate in. And then rolling up. All right, the next time we're going to bring your hand here and we're going to roll down again. So this time we're going to take it down to your chest lift. Bring the legs in. Hands back here. Hold. Extend. Pull in. Extend. Pull in. Extend. Pull in. Pull in. 3 more. Pull in. 2. 1. Come back. 1 leg. Second leg. Release. Roll to your side. Up we go. Straight legs. Together, stack it up. If that's too complex, separate them. All right, for what's important here. Shoulder, elbow, vertical. Lifting up here. Put on the corset, please. Draw in the corset. Wrap around your center. Arm goes here. And we lift. And let's just stay here. Expand the chest. Reach the back. Long. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you are with me, you can come down or you can lift it up for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down, down. Well done. Other side. So let's organize the body. Alignment is everything. Shoulder, elbows. This doesn't go down this way. Lifting the underneath side. Again, wrap around the corset. Zip up here. Organize your feet separate or together. Right, we're going to use this to come up, not here. Use this to come up to lift. And we think about this top arm reaching. 10, 9, 8, open chest, long back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, top leg up, hold. 2, if you want, or you can just take it down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, boom. Good work. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we are going to open the knees. So your feet are apart, so your legs are in a diamond leg position. Hands underneath the thigh. Use your arm to support your back. So your arms are going to help you to create a nice, tall, long spine position. C-curve. Breath in. And exhale through or with the lower abdominal. Pulling up, zipping up, and that is going to curl the sacrum, lumbar into flexion, not the upper spine, all right? And then we're going to come back up again. Repeating, we're going to think about zipping up, internal zip up from the pelvic floor, and that is going to assist you into a flexion, a rounding position of the sacrum and the lumbar spine. The upper spine is active. We're not slouching back. And then come upright. Now here, like the cat stretch, the upper spine, the middle spine is going to go into extension. And please do support your neck. And upright. And then exhale, C-curve, lower abdominal, assisting the curve. Upright. Upper spine, middle spine, your upper middle back extensors assisting your extension or high release here. Upright. Again, lower abdominal taking you into that C-curve and then lifting up. Upper spine, middle spine taking you into an extension. Please do support your neck. One more time. Exhale, C-curve. And then lifting up. Inhale, extend thoracic, and then come back upright. Now, into the C-curve again, here.
So we have an active abdominal, we have an active back muscle here, and then we're going to move that C-curve back. So thinking about the hip socket, literally just hinging back, keeping the C-curve. You can slide the arms back with you and keep that curve in the spine. Hold the inhale. Exhale, come back up over your pelvis. You can use your arm to assist your lengthening. One more time. Exhale, C-curve. Maintain the C-curve and bring the curve behind you by moving the pelvis back. Keep drawing the abdominal. In breath. Exhale, bring the C-curve over the pelvis to your starting position and then lifting up. Let's do 2 more times. And C-curve here. Abdominal is active and then move that curve back from the hip. Pull the abdominal deeper in breath. Exhale, bringing forward over the pelvis. We lift up through the spine. One more time. Into the curve, C, and then rolling back. Rolling back meaning we're still not slouching, we're keeping the lower abdominal active. And then we bring the curve forward, we lift the spine upright. Good job. Arms forward for our spine stretch, which is a modified version here. So lift the back. We exhale, rolling the spine down and forward, folding in the hip. Now here, let's take the spine into a diagonal position. So lift the arms, reach your arm next to the ears, by your ears, lengthen the spine. You are now in a diagonal position here, so active back for sure. And then rounding over the legs, rolling up the spine, repeating. Exhaling, rolling down. Forward in the hip at the last bit. Inhale, reaching the arm. We lift the back. So I want you to really focus on getting the spine active here. Whether you are slightly higher or whether you're really diagonally, if you're supple. Either way, I want you to find your diagonal line. And round forward. Rolling back up. Repeat. Exhale, roll down with the 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, diagonal. Exhale, rounding forward. And roll up. Beautiful. Open your arms up to a T position here. Now, side bending over to me. Soften the bottom elbow and reach the top arm over into that diagonal side bend position. Anchor the pelvis, open the chest, and stay. We're going to rotate from the waist and maybe a little bit more on the pelvis. Reach the arm in a diagonal position so you feel a good stretch on the outside of the body. And then come back to side facing or front facing. Come up. And then reach over to the other side. Soften the elbow and take the arm over. Right, anchor the pelvis, reach the arm in opposition, rotate from the waist and perhaps a slight rotation in the hip too. Reach the arm actively, pull in the abdominal, and then come back to front facing upright. Again, inhale, lengthening as you reach. Take the top arm over, anchor the pelvis. Exhale, pulling the abdominal, find rotation in the waist and in the pelvis. And then come back again to front facing, come upright. Again, side bending, arm over. And rotate, exhale. Come back forward, upright, center. Last set, in breath. Exhale. In breath. In breath. Center and upright. Good job. All right, bring the knees up. Hands underneath the thigh. We are going to go into our roll back, so into a C-curve to begin with, and then continue rolling the pelvis down. Assist your body rolling down with the arms, and then come right down for our pelvic curl. So organize your body. Your feet are hip width apart in line with the sit mode. The chest is open, arms are long. All right, pelvic curl. Take a deep breath. Initiate the curling with the lower abdominal, so drawing the abdominal in to the spine, pressing the lower back down, and then press the pelvis up, peel the spine off the floor. Right, you are going to press the pelvis as high as you can. So we want to create a nice diagonal line here. In breath. As we exhale, the upper abdominal going to start the articulation of the spine down. And then we're going to finish back in the start position. Breath in again. Exhale, the lower abdominal is going to zip up and pull in into the spine. And then we're going to press the pelvis up, peeling the spine. Press the arms actively. Lift the pelvis as high as you can using the hamstring and the glutes, not the lower back. And exhale, roll it down. Print the spine bone by bone as you go down again. Exhale, abs, rolling the pelvis. Press the pelvis, hamstring, lifting the spine. Final, press the glute up a little bit more without splaying your knee out. In breath. Exhale, upper abdominal, printing the upper spine. And then the next one, middle back, lower back, and the pelvis. We're going to do 2 more times. We're going to add some arm here. Exhale, we roll up. Hold. Float the arms up. Overhead. Feel like someone's reaching or pulling the arms away from the shoulder. Exhale, we roll the spine down. Make sure you really print every single bone of the spine column. Do not miss any joint. You're going to enjoy that stretch of the back and release the pelvis back. And the arms comes down by the side. Again, rolling up. Inhale. Now, the key here is reaching away. So reach the arms away from the spine, reach the spine away from the arms, and really deep flex the abdominal to enjoy the stretch. And then release. Bueno, brilliant. Arms out to the side. Open your feet wider than the pelvis. It can be as wide as the mat. Hip rolls. Rotate the legs towards me. Drop it down. You can turn your head opposite direction. Come back to center. Over the other side, inhale. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. Inhaling. Inhaling. The challenge is how low can you get those knees down to the floor, and at the same time counteract the pelvis with the abdominal so you feel the stretch on the lateral side, the outside of the hip. And last one, in, reach, exhale. Beautiful. Walk your feet to the middle. Now, spine to supine, one leg comes up. Ready the abdominal, pull it in, second leg up joining. Squeeze them together, and from the waistline, rotate towards me as we inhale, shoulder stays grounded. Exhale, from the oblique, pull the legs back to center. So inhale, rotate from the waist over to the other side. Now here, as you come in, can you pull the opposite ribcage down first to the floor? Then everything else comes with you. Inhale, over to me. Resist the shoulder from popping up. Exhale, pull the abdominal here, pull the ribs down to the floor, and then bring the legs back to center. Inhale, over. Exhale, ribs pulling in, and the waist and the pelvis. And an in breath, and then ribs, abdominal pulling in, and everything comes back. Last one, in breath, exhale. Beautiful. One leg down, second leg down. All right, let's do some abdominal work. So interlace your hands behind your head. Ready for the chest lift. Feet are hip width apart. Elbows come off a little bit. Take an in breath. As you exhale, ready the abdominal. Pull it in. Lengthen the ribcage down and flex the chest forward. Reach the arm behind the thigh. Use your arm, come up a little higher without lifting the pelvis. Pelvis stays down. Hands go behind the head and come down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms pull up. Exhale, transfer the hands back. Keep that new height of the chest lift and return. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms, pull up. Exhale, arms, and return. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms, pull up. Exhale, hands, and come back down. Let's add some rotation. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arms pull up and hold that new height. Reach the arm forward, 1 and 2. Rotate towards me as you exhale, up and over the outside of the knee. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, in breath. Make sure the pelvis is stable. Inhale, we arcing over, rotating from the waist. Come back to center and rotate from the waist. Come back to center and in breath. In breath. In breath. Last set. In breath. Last one. In breath. Hold. Hands behind your head. And come on down. Beautiful work. Okay. Now, bring the feet slightly further away. Or not really slightly. Kind of a little bit further away. A lot further away from your pelvis. Knees together. We're going to do the roll up here. So the arms go overhead. All right, connect your arms with the rib cage here. We inhale, lift the head and the chest up into a chest lift here. Imprint the back. You can use the back of your thigh to help up, or you can use pure abdominal to pull up into the C curve. In breath and hold the C curve. You bring the C curve back as you exhale. We get the sacrum to print onto the floor, lower back to print onto the floor. Then the arms go over. All right, we inhale. I'm going to leave it to you. You're going to use assistant with the thigh or just free fall, free doing it. Inhale. And then exhale, pulling the belly in and then lifting up into the C curve. In breath. Exhale, roll the pelvis back. Get the sacrum to the floor, lower back to the floor. Make sure you really imprint that lower back and then take the arms overhead. Again, inhale, just lift. Exhale, imprint the lower back, use the abdominal, and then we'll lift up and over C curve, C curve, C curve, pull back in the abdominal. And then inhale, exhale, roll it back. Sacrum needs to kiss the floor. Lower back needs to kiss the floor. Then the arms go overhead. Next time we're going to come up and stay up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kiss that lower back into the floor. Then lift up and over, over, over. Stay, roll like a ball, my favorite. It just feels like it's massaging my spine. All right, now pull the legs in, hands just above the ankle bone. You're still in that C curve, active C curve, not slouchy C curve, active. All right, active means like a letter C. Your whole spine is in flexion harmoniously. The shape should be even. Right, pull in the feet off the floor, look down to the floor. Elbows, just relax down to the floor. You're going to use your arm to hold the legs together. Now, inhaling, you're going to breathe in the back. That is going to initiate your roll to the shoulder and come back up, center. In breath. And exhale. In breath. And exhale. And inhale, roll to the shoulder. Exhale, the abdominal brings you up. Inhale. Exhale, abdominals brings you up. Again, if you feel clunky when you roll here, really try to get that C curve, pull in the abdominal, flex the lower spine as much as you can. So you're going to smooth out the flatness of the lower back into a C, rounded position. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Done. Well done. All right, come. Sit down to your mermaid position like this. All right, triangle leg, lifting up, arm up. You can mirror me here. All right, we're going to go that way first. Inhale. Right here. Bottom elbow, reach the top arm, reach this arm, lengthen this hip. Opposition, enjoy that stretch. And bring it up. And then up. Side bend. Ooh. Again. Over lengthening. folding, reach up, lengthen this down as far as you can. And bring it up, and up, side bend. One more time. Again, reach. Now, it's all about lengthening here. Elbows down. Lengthen the spine as you take the arm over. We want to create space in between each vertebra. And then come back up. And then lift the arm and over. And release. Change. Okay, let's go. Arm. Try to get that pelvis down as much as you can. I know it could be quite challenging, but just try. We're going to inhale. Lengthen here, soften, reach across, lengthen the hip, open the chest, reach the arm up position. I feel a tremendous, beautiful stretch, by the way, at the top of my hip bone here. So really tight around there. And then bring it up. And then arm, side bending. Again, inhale, reach, and over. Lengthening, reaching the pelvis down, bring it up, side bending. Delicious side bending stretch. I love it. Inhale, lengthening, elbow down, over, reaching out, and bring it up. I can do this forever. And over, and release. All right, let's go down onto the floor for our prone position, extension, so long legs. All right, now bring your hand underneath the forehead. I want the right hand on top of the left here. Now, ready the legs together. Glide the shoulder blade down for me, please. So I wanted to already think about activating the middle back. Shoulder blade away to the middle back so your ears and your shoulders are not friends. Right, from here, right hand stay with the forehead. We're going to keep the left hand down. We're going to come up, lift the arm and the back. And at the same time, opposite leg will reach up. So again here, the concept of lengthening stays. You reach up, lengthening away the foot and the crown of the head. And then you bring it down. Same. Inhaling, reaching the leg. Lengthening the leg and the back. Exhale, bring it down. Again, inhaling, spacious spine. Create space. I want it to grow. I want it to be taller by the end of the class than when you started the class. Last one, inhaling, shoulder blade down, glide the chest forward, reach leg in opposition, and lower. Switch the hands. So now I've got my left hand on top of my right. And same thing, lengthening, reaching, opposite leg reaching up and down. Again, inhale, shoulder blade gliding down. Now we're going to reverse the curve of the upper spine as you arch forward and up and lower. Repeat. Inhaling and exhaling. Perhaps you can also realize if there is uneven strength on both sides as you do this with both direction, in both directions. Last one, inhaling, reaching, lengthening, lengthening. Exhale, beautiful work. Okay, bring the forearm on the side of the shoulder, push the floor away, round the back. Sit back onto your heels for a sec, reach the arms long, rest position, breathe in. And then breathe out. And then come back up to a quadruped position. And we're going to finish with this quadruped position. So align the wrist and the shoulder. Arm vertical alignment, thigh vertical alignment. Press the shoulder apart. Long spine here. Tuck the toes under. We're just going to finish with a quadruped kneeling plank. Spread the collarbone. Spread the shoulder blade. Pull in the abdominal. All right. Honor your neutral spine, pull in the belly in, and lift the knees floating up. We stay. And again, I want you to think about the concept of lengthening the spine. So spread the column, the spinal column, go long, Pull in the belly, support it, strong arm. Yes, you're gonna feel it in the quadriceps, but we are gonna work the abdominal. And stay here, breath in. Breath in. Two more. The last one. Now don't come down yet, but walk your hand to your feet. So walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. And then the heels can rest onto the floor. Drop the body down. And guess what? Finishing in a roll up. Breathe out to roll the spine up. And take yourself all the way up to a standing position. Take a moment here. Come to a nice, beautiful stillness where you are going to lengthen, create space in the spine as you inhale. And then exhale, draw in the center so you can support that newfound length. One more. Inhale, we grow tall. Exhale, we support that length. Beautiful work. Good job. That was beautiful work. I love that you're here doing the class with me. Definitely come back to this class over and over again. I love it. Hey, have a beautiful day. I'll see you back on the mat.